private room.
I got a kid who wants someone who speaks Russian.
My Russian is terrible. I can't even roll my R's.
No.
Я просто хотел тебе предложить. Ты хочешь быть эксклюзивным со мной?
Hi, Lacoste TK here. Today I want to talk about Anora's Oscar situation involving Mikey Madison, the leading actress, and Sean Baker, the director, speech about thanking the sex worker community and the backlash they received online. Firstly, Anora was my third favorite film of 2024 behind The Substance and Dune Part 2. However, today I'm just gonna use Anora as a backbone of what I'm about to say. I always wanted to make this video about the stigma that sex workers tend to get to this very day. And now I feel it is inevitable with Anora's Oscar controversy. But more on that later. If you didn't know, Anora is a movie about a stripper named Annie, or Anora, and she's played brilliantly by Mikey Madison. And during pre-production of the movie, she says she went to strip clubs and went to talk to sex workers about the profession in order to prepare herself for the role, like many other actors do before representing a community of people or professionals in a certain field.
I went to a strip club, I got dances, I observed to kind of understand the etiquette of the club and what that's like. There are lots of funny little anecdotes or things that I would hear women say, or I'm like, oh, that's so interesting, I'm gonna keep that in my back pocket and maybe pull it out. One time I was talking to this woman and she said something so funny, I asked her how she was and she was like, I don't know, I'm just trying to decide if this is a dumb bitch day or a smart bitch day. And I was like, oh my god, that's so Annie.
So she did that, and she says they accepted her and they allowed her to be a fly on the wall and was given a blessing to represent them after she did her research. So the movie was a success and everyone cheered for her performance, and she received different awards such as Independent Spirit Award, a BAFTA award, and many more. So finally our girl wins an Oscar for Best Actress, as well as the director and writer of the movie, Sean Baker, winning Best Director. So naturally, they go to the stage and say this.
Oh, this is very surreal. Forgive me, I'm nervous. I'm gonna read off of a paper, but thank you so much to the Academy. I grew up in Los Angeles, but Hollywood always felt so far away from me. So to be here, standing in this room today is really incredible. Thank you, Neon, Film Nation, Universal. Thank you to my incredible family, my mom and my dad and my sister and my little brother and my twin brother, Miles. Thank you for being my best friend, not that you have a choice. Thank you, Sean Baker, Sammy Kwan, Alex Coco, Drew Daniels, Yura, Mark, Vache, Karin. Thank you, Ann Woodward, Rachel Arlick, Nikki Fioravante, Rich, Dean, Dan, Don, Fareed Ward. Thank you, Brighton Beach, for lending us your beautiful backdrop and incredible community. Also, thank you to Kennedy Schneider. Thank you to our incredible consultants. I also just want to again recognize and honor the sex worker community. I will continue to support and be an ally. All of the incredible people, the women that I've had the privilege of meeting from that community has been one of the highlights of this entire incredible experience. I also just want to recognize the thoughtful, intelligent, beautiful, breathtaking work of my fellow nominees. I'm honored to be recognized alongside all of you. This is a dream come true. I'm probably gonna wake up tomorrow. Thank you so much, Sean. I adore you. This is This is all because of you. Thank you.
Many people online lose their minds after that. And I'm at home looking at all this and I'm like, what the fuck? Then I said, okay, yeah, as Mikey Medicine simp, I mean, as a Mikey Medicine fan, I'm gonna defend her. I'm not gonna say a lot about this because she already said everything there is to say in interviews before winning the Oscar and after winning it. You can go and watch them properly here on YouTube. So, the sex worker community, as she refers to them, accepted our girl, and after doing her research, they were like, yeah, girl, go out there and give the role all that you got. And she did that, and after earning an award for it, she returned the favor by being loyal to them, by going on stage and thanking them for the chance that they gave her. Now, here's what I always wanted to say, because it seems not many people make the observation or they just won't talk about it. What I'm gonna say might be controversial, but it doesn't make it less true. Would you rather pay for sex or would you rather go to jail? The reason why I personally respect sex workers is that they essentially reduce the number of people forcing others to have sexual relations with them against their will. A man, for example, has a choice. He can either force himself on a woman sexually or he can buy sex from a woman if he doesn't feel like being in a romantic relationship. Those are choices. Some may say you can use your hand. That is also a choice. I know for a fact that prostitutes reduce a number of sexually frustrated men from forcing themselves on women. I don't know how much in numbers because I'm taking the whole world into consideration, but I know for a fact they do. You pay for sex and a woman or the man satisfies your desires and you both benefit. In practice, it works. I know it's much complicated like everything in our lives, but it's more doable than most. So I never understood the stigma that sex workers get, maybe because it forces us to confront what is uncomfortable or not. The conversation about sex, even though majority of us are conceived by it. Whenever someone praises sex workers, they tend to get backlash of some kind or shamed for mentioning them. But when someone praises a teacher, it's acceptable. And yes, I'm comparing a teacher with a sex worker. A teacher teaches learners through payment to be informed about skills they will need for their profession in the future. A soldier is paid to protect citizens even by killing to keep peace in the world. A prostitute satisfies a person's desire through payment so they reduce a number of sexual violence in the world. So tell me, why is it one of those professions is bad? Is it because it's not government regulated? Is it because it's mostly women who are sex workers? I don't get it. And yes, I understand that just because I respect them, it doesn't mean their customers respect them. They also get violated, taken advantage of. So I asked, would it be good if there was no sex work? Or would it be good if there was laws and regulations to protect sex workers by governments? Because I think sexual violence would be worse than it already is if there were no prostitutes. There are prostitutes where you can go and buy sex, yet there are people who choose to violate others for their gratification. I understand all that. And I also understand there's a real life power dynamics and psychological reasons why others sexually violate others. But still, for those who are really, really horny, before they do what they will regret, they can just pick up a phone or go out there to buy sex for their need to be satisfied. I know what I would rather choose between purchasing sex or taking it by force and risking going to jail and ruining someone's life. So yes, I love the idea of selling sex as much as I love the idea of religion. They both bring good into the world and the bad, but also provide a choice for others before they commit horrible things. They both provide doors to enter before you feel like there is no more choice left. So that is why I respect sex workers as much as I respect a soldier, a teacher, a doctor. Yeah, even though there are no qualifications to being a sex worker, this is still a profession that is occupied by millions of people around the globe, whether it's pornographic or physical. There are so much nuances to this topic that I wish I could go more into, but I'm afraid I will keep going for hours. So I'm just gonna play these clips. Hopefully you watch them with an open mind.
When I was new and I first went into the brothel, I thought that, men want sex. And I was so wrong. A lot of them, I would almost go as far to say most of them are paying, yes, for sex, but really more for that companionship and that intimacy and that connection. I've interviewed at this point 53 women. I do ask them if they do place a premium on GFE, and they almost all say yes. And I ask them why, and they say it's, because I'm giving intimacy, I'm giving more of myself away. Which is interesting because you're also allowing someone to penetrate you, but for some reason, that intimacy is priced higher.
Go on out dates and go to his favorite restaurant or my favorite restaurant. I have been out with clients shopping. I've been to Vegas before. It really is just a treat to both people because it feels like a romantic getaway with someone that's totally focused on you and nothing else.
Some girls can fake it and be really good at it, but in that moment when I'm with that client, especially with that type of party, everything I say and do, the rubbing and touching, all of my feelings are into it. A lot of my GFE clients are much older men and elderly, and it's such a compliment when at the end of the party they tell me, you gave me the experience that my wife did when we were young.
I think that there is authenticity there. It's just in a strange space because it is paid intimacy, and it's what Elizabeth Bernstein, the researcher, has called bounded authenticity, because you have this form of authenticity, but it's bounded by the constraints of time and money.
I have a client, he's an artist. Every time he comes to see me, he brings me a couple of pieces, so I kind of collect them. It's really special.
And I've known men that will call themselves brothel boyfriends and will find one woman and be exclusive and only pay her. I mean, of course, she's not exclusive to him, but he will only go and see her and pay her, and that might go on for months, it might go on for years. And these guys do get really invested, and sometimes when a favorite girl of the house retires, the guys take it to heart, and I've seen guys get depressed over it. Their brothel girlfriend or their favorite girl is gone.
Thank you for watching. I know this was a bit of a left field for me, but I feel it's necessary to discuss topics like this, especially in the art of cinema, for I believe is the ultimate art form to see different perspectives in life through narrative structure. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree with me or not? I'm curious to know what everyone thinks about this topic. Bye.